Hey everybody, these are the instructions for Friday, August 21st for consumer education. All right, let's take a look on Edmodo for our instructions for today. So today we're actually going to start our course content. So we're starting the course introduction unit. And so you're going to be able to explore the role money plays in well-being, examine the personal finance course principles, identify the categories of money interaction, and explore the concept of future thinking. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go through the intro PowerPoint, and then you guys are going to complete the note-taking guide as I'm going through the PowerPoint on on using Kami, the PDF editor. Then you are also going to turn in the note-taking guide into Google Classroom. I will create an assignment for that. And then the last thing I'm going to have you do is complete the intro Everfi module. You all set up your Everfi accounts yesterday, so you're going to complete the Everfi module, okay? So let's take a look at the PowerPoint. You do not need to open up the PowerPoint or edit it in Kami, but I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Okay, there are 9 slides. I'm going to go through this and just kind of talk about the course intro. As I go through it, you can be working on your note-taking guide, okay? Or you can just listen to me and do the note-taking guide afterwards. What I suggest is that you open up, when you're working on the note-taking guides, you open up both the PowerPoint in one window and the note-taking guide in another window so you can switch back and forth. But I'm going to explain this, and then you guys can work on your note-taking guide. Okay, and let me go back one second. Okay, so here's the note-taking guide. So let's open that up and take a look at it before you even get started. Okay, so remember, you're going to open this up from Edmodo. You're going to download it into your Google Drive Consumer Ed folder. Then you're going to open up Kami, and then you're going to open this document up. And you're going to be editing it. You're going to be hand writing your notes. You're not going to type them. You're going to hand write them in using Kami. So you can start by putting your name, date, and class period. Okay, and you'll notice this is a 2-page note-taking guide. Okay, so I always like to read the questions beforehand, because then when you go through the PowerPoint, you'll be able to see, hopefully it'll jog your memory as to what you have to answer. Okay, so we have questions about well-being, how money affects well-being, and how can this course create positive well-being. Now, there are some questions that don't come directly from the PowerPoint. Most of the questions do, but sometimes there are some critical thinking questions where you'll just have to answer in your own opinion or formulate your own answer. And then here's a question about a decision you've made that it affected someone other than yourself. Obviously, that would be each individual person would answer that. That wouldn't come from the PowerPoint. And then we go through the themes of the course. You're going to list 2 skills you would like to gain from the class. Again, that would be your own opinion. And then here are some ways people interact with money, and you're supposed to place a check mark next to the ways that you interact with money, which again would be your own, from your own perspective. Okay? So as I go through the PowerPoint, you can kind of go flip back and forth and answer your questions. Okay, so let's go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so what does a good life mean to you? Okay, and that's just something to think about. And what do you think of when you hear the word well-being? Those are 2 questions for you to just, ponder. Here is the definition of well-being, feeling good about one's life. So that's actually the first question on the note-taking guide. If you flip back to the note-taking guide, what is well-being? You're going to answer that question here. You're going to hand write that answer. Okay. What are 3 things you did today that involves money in some way? Okay. And that's just for you to think about. And then it says money plays a large role in life. It affects your well-being. And money can create both positive and negative feelings. So if you go back to the note-taking guide again, that would be the answer to the second part. How does money affect your well-being? Okay, so both of these bullet points you would need to write in that box. Don't forget on Kami you can kind of expand the box because so you can write bigger and then make it smaller again. So you could, there's ways to like pinch it and, you know, the screen, so you can expand and stretch out your box and then make it smaller again, okay? What's the first word you think of when you hear the word money, okay? So, and then when you think of that word, do these words prompt positive or negative feelings, okay? So here are some things that this course is going to help you think about to create positive well-being, which is the third box on your note-taking guide. It's going to help you learn how to manage your money positively. It's going to help create positive feelings about money, and it's going to create high well-being. Okay, so that would go in your third box on your note-taking guide. Okay, so this is just something to think about as well. What would you think if you were told my decisions regarding money affect what happens to the U.S. economy? Do you think that that's true or not? Well, let's talk about that. An individual has the freedom to spend your net income, if we start at the bottom, and your choices affect your life today and in the future. The choices you make also affect the community because you're a member of the community. If you purchase something at a local store, you're helping out that person in your community who runs that store, and you're helping them run their household because you are giving them money, okay? And then finally, your individual and community interactions affect the economy. So if you purchase something at a local store, then they have to pay taxes, and that's helping the economy, okay? So when you go back to your notes, the bottom of the first page, it says, what is one decision that you have made that affected someone other than yourself? And then just a little thought to think about, although you may feel like a very small part of the U.S. economy, your decisions regarding money affect what happens to the economy. So you're going to fill in one decision you made that affected someone other than yourself, financial decision. Okay. So what do you believe are traits of people who manage their money well? Well, someone who manages their money well has knowledge about money and personal finance, and they also have skills. They have decision making, self-discipline, critical thinking, communication. Those type of skills are needed. Okay. This course is going to help you manage money, develop money management knowledge and skills. Okay. So your future awaits. Learn to manage your money well, and you will have high well-being. So how do you interact with money? Okay. Well, you earn money. Did you know that working at a job isn't the only way to earn money? Okay, there's other ways. Savings and investing. Do you know that what the difference is between saving and investing? And if you don't, we're going to learn that in this course. Receiving. Have you ever received a gift from a relative or friend? That would be money that you would receive. And spending. Did you know that spending involves a lot more than handing over money? Okay. And then finally, giving. Did you know that giving is a part of spending? Okay, so I'm going to go back here to slide 6, okay? And we skipped over themes of the course. So I'm going to go back to my note-taking guide, themes of the course. You're going to get the answers to these 4 questions from these themes, okay? So you'll have to go back and reread that. And then the next question on the note-taking guide is, what are 2 skills you would like to gain from this class? So if you go back to the PowerPoint, here are some skills that you can think about, or maybe you can think of some yourself. And then finally, I want you to place a check mark next to the ways that you interact with money. And if you don't remember what these words mean, you can go back to the PowerPoint, and that was all explained on the last slide. Okay, so you are going to complete the note-taking guide. Once you complete it using Kami, remember you're going to handwrite it using a stylus or your finger. Then you're going to save it into your Google Drive, and then you're going to go to Google Classroom. Let me find Google Classroom here. There we go. And I have to create the assignment, but I'm going to do that right now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to create an assignment for this. Course Introduction Note-Taking Guide. Please turn in note-taking guide that was edited using Kami. Okay, and I'm going to make this 20 points. And the due date is today, the 21st, by 3 o'clock. We're going to put the time. Okay. It's actually today. That's because I'm doing this ahead of time. Okay, and I'm going to assign it. And I also need to do one for my 5th period class as well. So course introduction note-taking guide. Again, it's worth 20 points. Oops. Due date of Friday at 3 o'clock. Okay, and I'm going to assign that as well. And then I am also going to put that in Teacherease. So I'm going to log into Teacherease. Oops. Actually, I can do that separately. Okay, so let's go back to Edmodo. Okay, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do here is I want you to complete the course intro module in Everfi. Yesterday, you all set up your Everfi accounts, or you should have. That was on the instructions for Everfi, or from yesterday. If you didn't set up your Everfi account, you will need to do that before you do this next part of class. So I'm going to go to the post from yesterday so you can look at your codes in case you didn't get that. Okay, so if you look at the 20th post, you'll see the very first thing, set up Everfi login. Okay, so you're going to go to everfi.com/register, and here are the codes for 4th and 5th period. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to log in. You have to set up a username and password, and you'll have to remember that. So make sure that you write that down somewhere or put it in your phone so you have that for the future. And I'm going to go to Everfi and kind of show you what it looks like here. Let's see. So we are doing Everfi. Okay, so you're going to, when you first log in, you're going to see something like this. Actually, that's the new one. But these are the modules down here. You don't have to do the banking one yet. You will do, there's a course intro module that it'll just be some kind of a video that you're going to run through. So you're going to just watch that. They actually changed this on me from last year, so it looks a little different. And I believe maybe there is. I don't think I'm seeing the course intro because I'm on the teacher side. Let me just make sure. Okay. Yeah, they must have gotten rid of that original. So if you don't see a course intro guide, a course intro module, then you do not have to do anything else because we're not going to start banking yet. Okay, if you do see a module that says course intro, I might just walk. First of all, it's going to make you take a survey when you first log into Everfi. Take the survey, and then if there's a course intro video, watch it. If not, then you've done what you need to do. Okay, and I believe that's it for today. So I'm going to go back to Edmodo and look at my post here. Yeah, that's it for today. So just make sure that you turn in the note-taking guide in Google Classroom, and that's it.